ceremonial pour. That's my cue. Welcome. We are TableGoth, a group of tabletop gaming enthusiasts and gothic aficionados. Tonight we're continuing our chronicle Styx and Bones from the book Cults of the Blood Gods by Onyx Path Publishing. Joining us as always for this chronicle are very two special guests. But before we begin, a warning. This game explores things best left in the dark. We will encounter unapologetically evil individuals, supernatural horror, disturbing bloody rituals, and very sexually charged, thirsty situations. Even our players will be portraying a group with very questionable morals. So please take care of yourself. Viewer discretion is advised. Now, let's go around and meet the reasons for our warnings, starting with Dario.
Hey everybody, I'm Joe, better known as the Torador or Noblefanger on Twitter. I'm playing Dario, Giovanni, Clan Hecata, a very pissed off former father.
Boo.
Hi, I'm Nosferatu, Clan Nosferatu, playing Boo, and I'm looking to make a good friend.
Oh, Freddy.
I'm Miss Betty Dreadful. I'm playing Freddy. She's a gangrel and she missed you guys last week.
And we missed her. And finally, we have Camilla.
I am Mandy Morose, and I'm playing Camilla tonight. And I cannot wait to see what kind of antics we get into this evening.
I am Bully. I am the storyteller, and this is our chronicle, Styx and Bones. Always, we'll begin with a recap. Last time, a Thinblood named Mina took Boo to a secret room beneath the club where Thinbloods had set up an ash operation. They wanted the Coteries' help to deal with what they called beast shards, these shadow spirits that seem to hang around and get violent whenever people use ash. Boo contacted her coterie, or texted her coterie, and the sheriff for help, though the signal was very patchy, so it didn't go through right away. And then Mina texted Dario, a vague threat to meet them to talk or something else might happen to Boo, who found herself alone in a room full of Thinbloods and River. Boo, realizing she was sort of captive in this room, decided to ramp things up. So she activated Daunt, grabbed Mina by the throat, literally putting her fingers through her skin, and then things kicked off. Thinbloods all drank some sort of concoction that they had in cups in their hands, and one of them covered Boo in smoke. Boo vanished, stepped out of the smoke, and began tearing through the Thinbloods. River tried his best fighting against the biggest one, and it was just all-out carnage. Meanwhile, upstairs, Camilla used Truelove's face and appeared as Anna's sire, Terrence Rusk, from the Cult of Mithras. She got some interesting answers out of Anna and learned about their plans to sabotage the Setites, or potentially this coterie. She also learned that Lena ran a local Setite temple. Or ministry temple, I should say. Camilla pushed Anna to trust herself and start making her own decisions, but Anna got a little confused as she felt her sire summoning her, even though Terrence seemed to be right in front of her. So Camilla sent her off, but not before they shared a kiss, which was very passionate and seemed to be the first kiss Anna likely had with her sire. So it wasn't that special. Meanwhile, Pearl left Dario to deal with his new Childer. Said Childer awoke in a hunger frenzy. At the same time, Donovan arrived with a package for his master. Dario tried holding off the frenzied kindred, who immediately went after Donovan and decided to start biting into Dario instead. Dario was overpowered, but rescued when Donovan came back and put a stake through Adelhard, the new kindred. Dario left Donovan to watch his new childer, and he went to help Boo. He texted Pearl and asked for permission to kill another kindred if necessary. He did not get permission, but Pearl did just say not to get caught. As Freddy, downstairs in the tunnels, was surrounded, Freddy wasn't surrounded. Freddy was dealing with the two, and she had a bit of a harm compulsion going on. Her snake might have gotten slammed into the wall, which really pushed that harm compulsion to cause her to tear through the two that were stopping her, just as Lena pushed her to do so, though she didn't really need much of a push in that situation. And the sheriff, answering Boo's call as well, decided to go with Freddy and go burst in Boo's carnage room, where a big old fight was happening. Anyway, eventually, everyone reconnected downstairs. They interrogated the last conscious Thin Blood, a boy named Bison. The sheriff asked Boo to catch him up, and he left them to their own devices. So Dario surrounded Bison and Shadow as they intimidated him into talking. They learned that the Thin Bloods had set up this room down there as sort of a laboratory, and they're hoping to leverage the danger of the beast shards to get the Akata to help with their ash operations. Some also apparently were holding a grudge about Boo killing a Thin Blood mentor years before, and they wanted revenge that got in the way of some of the business. They were told Indigo was the leader of this little operation here at the club, and when Camilla went to find him, she discovered the body was missing. Though there was a trail, because he was bleeding thanks to Freddy, it just led to a secret tunnel out in the streets, and we lost it from there. And our ending scene, which will be our beginning scene this week, is Dario going to check on his childer and finding Adelhard's head separated from his body. Donovan is sitting on the couch. Other than that, all that appears as though is left. And that's where we will kick things off. So, Dario, what would you like to do? Like I said, you see a decapitated Adelhard. You've been a sire for just a few precious moments, and it seems to be over now. Donovan quickly stands up from when he was just sitting on the couch. You saw him; he was just looking at the now broken painting he had brought you. He just looks up and he looks right at you.
Dario's gonna most likely still has that lighter he has, just kind of like flicking it, and then he'll put it. Donovan, you might want to start talking as to why this is taking place. As right now, I'm incredibly angry. There's quite a
understand that,
shit show
sir.
at this party.
I wish there was more I can tell you, but I really do not have an explanation.
Okay, you don't have an explanation. So,
I don't know what happened. 1 minute, I was looking at the painting, wondering if it could be repaired. Next thing I knew, I turned around, and Adelhard was his name? He was
Yes.
missing his head. Well, not missing, it's right there, but you know what I mean. I was just about to try to figure out what had happened, and, you've returned. None of the guards outside saw anything, or they don't remember seeing anything. I'm not sure. Either this happened very fast, or perhaps our memories were altered, or perhaps something else entirely.
that's the best you got.
That's the truth, sir. That's all I can offer.
Dario's gonna like walk up and kind of size up the situation. Where is Adelhard's head in comparison to his body?
Quite close. The body was just on the in the middle of the floor. The head's just a few feet from it.
Can I do a check on it to see, like, is it supernatural or something?
Yeah, give me assuming you're gonna take your time to check this out, you could let's do an intelligence investigation.
Intelligence and what?
Investigation.
Okay. Intelligence investigation.
Or medicine. Well, you don't have medicine,
I
so
don't
let's
have
stick with
medicine.
investigation.
So I just got one.
Not sure. It's a clean cut, that you can tell. That's obvious. Yeah, you're not sure if it was like cleanly ripped, cleanly sliced. You assume maybe a slice because it's not like, there's not a lot of like the parts that look like they were torn. Looks more like a cut. But there's our kindred with claws, or who are strong enough to make something
Correct.
similar.
So you had your back turned while this was happening.
It happened in a matter of a moment, I think.
Okay. Donovan, I want you to know that your handler is quite furious right now.
I understand, sir.
A bit hurt as well. But before I decide if I'm going to unleash the beast, as they say, can that be salvaged?
Are you pointing to the painting?
Yes.
I believe I was going to contact, as we'll take resources I do not have. But I was going to talk to my contact who helped me acquire it and hope for the best.
Okay. So that's probably the best thing that's happened right now. I want to I noticed before I left this room that you had a bit of just a touch of anger with me. Are you angry with me?
Of course not, sir.
You 100%.
I was surprised that you have chosen to embrace after all this time. And
it wasn't you.
I have served not only you, but the family in one form or another faithfully and
Correct.
professionally for
Correct.
decades. So yes,
Correct.
I was surprised that it was not me.
And just a little bit angry. Just a little bit, right? A little pissed.
It's not my place to be angry. I am
That's
not the
not
one
what I
who
asked
makes
you.
these decisions. I'm not privy to that.
That's not why I asked you that, Donovan. You have free range to talk with me in this room right now. Were you pissed?
I was bothered.
Okay. See, now we're getting somewhere. I appreciate truth. Daryl's going like, now, when I ask you to tell me the truth, I mean it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I respect your emotions. I respect your feelings. There's nothing bad here. I'm still trying to process that my child is dead. I even hugged you before we left. That you've been good to me, been good to the family, and I promise you, you'll be able to get what I can give, what this poor sap did not get. And I know you see that you were bothered. I respect that. Literally, my hands were tied. So I made a fuck up, and now there's this fuck up. And no one saw a thing, is what you're telling me.
I did not, and I had just a moment to speak to the security outside the door. Nothing.
Bring them in here real quick, please.
Yeah, he steps out and calls some of the small security detail that was out the door comes in, just a handful of people.
Are they mortal?
Yes.
Okay. Are they shocked when they walk in and see this?
No, I mean, so Donovan already said, like, this happened, what the fuck? And
So, who's in front of him? Men, women?
it'd probably be a mix. Probably mostly men, but there'd be a
Okay.
couple women.
Okay. All folk. I'm going to call that all folk. So no one saw a thing as to why my child is now missing a head.
They all just shake their head.
So what can be done about this?
They all just sort of look at each other. Donovan says, I can clean up the situation best I can. Although, I'll be honest, I don't really understand the situation that led to this. So maybe that would help.
I don't either. Okay. Darren's going to turn his back real quick to them, and he's going to take out his phone and snap a picture of Alderhard's head and body.
Okay.
And he's going to text Pearl, not the picture. He's like, sweetheart, my son's dead. Sad face, broken heart emoji.
She responds, dead? I was just getting used to the daddy thing.
And he's just going to respond with like the scissors and a knife.
Mm-hmm.
Cemetery dead, tombstone emoji. I'm still a daddy. ...
Yeah, just responds, yes, you are. The winky face.
Don't know what happened, but we'll figure it out. I'm just going to put the phone back in the pocket. So, ladies and gentlemen, all folk, that's what I said. So no one knows what happened. No one saw a thing. Now, you're going to have to clean that up. So,
Sir,
the
I'm
decision-
operating under 3 potential options. One, they move with speed that was imperceptible to us. 2, this happened and then all of our minds were altered, so you did not remember what would happen. Or it is possible that, well, you've seen what you can do now. Perhaps they operated using these shadows to come in and out. Or came in invisibly. I guess there's a lot of things your kind can do that we are powerless to stop, unfortunately.
My kind. Okay. So, I'm deciding if I should fire all of you or murder you right in this room.
We're at your disposal, sir.
I know you are. Okay. I'm going to send another text to Camilla. So, my kid has bought the farm. ... I'm really not in a good mood. And just type, fuck.
And let's punctuate that with some good old game mechanics. Could you make me a frenzy roll, Dario?
Okay. Oh boy. Frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
Just click it.
Yes.
No modifier.
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Okay, sweet. Oh, why does it say 1?
Let me see. Oh, there we go.
I'm good.
2 successes. Yeah, the beast is it's bubbling. It's in your throat. But should you choose, you can keep it restrained for now.
I'll keep it restrained.
As Camilla, you get this text message. Just Camilla was in the group message.
I'll send it to Camilla first.
Okay.
And I'll send it to the group.
Camilla, you would get this a few moments later. Having returned from seeking and not finding the one called Indigo, come back, and I know you were wanting to talk to Bison a little bit, specifically question him about the ministry, I believe. It's been disappointing so far. He doesn't really know anything about. He doesn't know that much about actual proper kindred society, and it seems most what he knows is actually about the Akata, and it seems he was told about them specifically for this operation. Doesn't really know anything about the ministry.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll text back Dario. I guess the Herald needed to find everyone who was actually boss around here. And I'll head that way. Because I know he's got a fucking temper and I'm just fanning in the flames.
Dario will read that and just, God, if she wasn't so my fucking coat, we'd drain her dry. Donovan, get these people out of here. Clean up this mess, please. Please. I said please.
Right away, sir.
For favor, whatever.
I know.
Yes.
What would you like to do with the body? I know you need to replace Claudio. Perhaps you can use this for parts, or did you want me to do something else?
No. Wow, you bring up a good point. I was going to say give him proper funerary rites, but there's also that option as well. You know what? Fine. Don't let a good body go to waste. Get his. I need another Claudio.
All right, I'll get your equipment ready for the ceremony.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Do we plan on telling Mother Anja about this?
Been in that for now. Let's get this done first.
Right away, sir. And he goes to get your things. Camilla, Boo, Freddy, you are all downstairs in the room at this point. Freddy having come to her senses a little bit. Fresh off your interrogation of Bison. There's a few things. Camilla, would you have said anything to them, or you just check your phone and go?
If they were like around and not engaged in conversations with anyone else, I would say something. But if they were busy,
it's up to you two what you'd be doing. There's not really other people to have a conversation with besides each other and this one person that you left conscious. Fred, the snake, is he's alive, but like I said, if you were not a very large and ghouled constrictor, that impact would have done him in. But he will pull through. But you're gonna require a little nursing back to health.
I'm just giving him like a kiss on his head and petting him.
And then Boo, you know the equipment in here is Ash equipment. I don't know what your intentions for these things are, or for that matter, what this group's intentions with Bison are. Are you letting him go, take him with you, doing something else?
So I'll ask the others in the group, are these machines going to be needed for anything? Are you going to take them in anywhere and have them looked at or studied, or is it something that I can break apart?
I know Camilla mentioned perhaps using them. She's in the business.
Well, I don't plan on working around here for much longer if I can help it, as fun as it's been to be in this city. But there might be someone we can sell them to. Maybe even the Hakata might want them. I don't know.
That's true. I'll leave them alone for now. I have, was her name Melanie?
Mina.
Mina. I have Mina's phone, right?
Yes, you do.
I got it last time. I'm just gonna scroll through it. I just want to see what's on it, like pictures, text messages, numbers, anything in her notes. Like, is her Facebook logged in? Like anything like that.
You would be able to. She's fresh enough. You'd be able to use her hand to unlock her phone. Yeah, I mean she's has a very big social media following. I already forgot what all that stuff was, but yeah, that sort of taxidermy thing she does. So mostly on Instagram's her platform of choice, but she's branching out into TikTok and other things. She's fairly well known and still logged into everything.
Okay.
As far as
has she post? Sorry, did she post a picture of us yet?
No. So looking through, you would see the last thing she sent. She sent that picture of you two. To pull this up again. Sorry. To a number, saying that, and it just says, "This is her, right?" And the response is, "That's the one."
Is there any name attached to it?
There is. There's a name I know off the top of my head that I did not forget to write down. And I have no reason to stall any longer, because what I am doing is telling you the name, which is it's Amber.
Okay. Scrolling back up through the text messages, was there like anything else, like was she supposed to grab me and bring me in? Was she supposed to kill me? Can I see like what the game plan was?
It's separate. So there's messages about putting this thing together. Like there's a larger group message with that. You assume most of the people here, and Indigo is leading it, about what the plan was. They have a contact that has a way to get them in. Blah blah blah. Just a lot of stuff. You feel a little bad for Indigo. This group definitely isn't like a super professional. Like this is a bunch of influencers, and like this. They try to derail the conversation a lot. Indigo keeps trying to bring them back, but essentially it's them planning of getting this stuff in. And pretty much what they said, get some, ideally attract some of these B shard entities and sort of force your hand into seeing if you can deal with them. And if you can, then helping, because it would be your problem as well. But there's a separate chat that she has that Indigo is not in. That seems to be people who are personal followers of Artemide, the self-proclaimed guru that you had killed years before. That's the group. That's who she texted about, verifying that you were who you were. So it seemed there was a smaller fraction in this group that wanted you dead.
And what was the plan to, like, I guess I'm just trying to figure out, like, if they don't realize that she's dead and the only survivor is Bison and we have Bison's phone, because Indigo wasn't in the room when all this happened, right?
Nope.
Okay. But she's in a group chat with Indigo?
Mm-hmm.
And we have Bison's phone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Technically, you have all of their phones except for Indigo's. They're all strewn about here somewhere.
I'm assuming there might be people in this group chat that weren't here tonight, though. Probably. I'm gonna turn to Freddie and Camilla, since we're all standing down there, and I'm gonna say, I think I know how we can find Indigo. They're on a group chat together. If I text anyone else make it out with the question mark, do you think he'll answer?
I mean, possibly.
Yeah, if he doesn't know that you have the phone, yeah, that could work.
And honestly, we could take all their phones and have an entire message with the entire group if we wanted to.
We could really like fake a whole hangout.
We could, because they were after me in one of her group chats. She was after me specifically. So, but Indigo's not in that group. So I have an idea that we could plant a seed of doubt. If we message the group that Indigo is in and say something along the lines of, "We got her, she's the one you want dead," with a question mark, and then send the picture of Mina and me to the group, because he's not a part of that. So I feel like that's going to set him off, and that's going to cause the seed of doubt. So wherever he's going to, if there are more of them, it's going to cause turmoil. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'll do that in like the group chat that Indigo is in. I'll say something like, "This is the one, right?" And send a picture of me and Mina together from Mina's phone and be like, "We got her, we hurt her pretty good. What comes next?" And send that to the group chat that Indigo is in. And right now, I'll leave the chat alone where they were planning on taking me out. Like, I won't mess with that chat. And then also after that, I'll also put, "Did anyone else make it out?" ?
And this is all to the group that Indigo was in.
Yeah.
Okay. You send those off. There's no response yet, but considering the state of him and he was last seen there, it might be a little bit.
That's fine.
But okay, the messages are out.
Cool. And then other than that, I think, are we with Bison? Do we have him?
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
Okay. So if either of you want to pogo prod him for more information. Also, I'll ask him, I'm like, "Were you part of the group that was after my head?"
No.
So what's up with that? Are they on a vengeance path for their guru guy?
I mean, you know how some people are the type that like they can easily be like influenced into like joining like cults and stuff. Like we all know the type.
Yeah.
Some of the people, I mean, obviously what we do isn't that, but some people take it that step further. Artemide was like very much into like sort of grooming like an inner circle, you know, because having power is never enough for certain people. And
Fair enough.
so some of them who he sort of brought in, he turned them into what they are. So they're very, very loyal to him.
Interesting. How many more of them are there other than what was in the room?
Are
there a lot of them?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he sort of had a problem. He was like turning people left and right, you know.
Okay.
Because again, he was like the type of dude, like he had his inner circle and he'd be bored with that. So then he'd like, you know, always find a new little project and bring them in, and it was exhausting.
Interesting. So I'll make a note of this in my phone. So like I'm aware that like there are people looking.
Yeah, I mean, what you did was like pretty big and pretty known. Really shook things up at the Institute for a while. But, you know, we move on. The mission's the mission. And it was always more than just one man. And really, he wasn't even like that one man anyway. He's just, I don't know.
So what's the mission?
It's to spread love and awareness and information and knowledge and free thinking and love and compassion and understanding and empathy. And
okay,
just like,
so with the whole compassion and empathy thing, where does that come into play with killing people and sorting their ashes?
Those people, because I mean, if you're going to understand where someone came from, what better way to understand them than to truly like encompass them, take in part of their soul into you.
Yeah, but you have to kill them to get there. So
yeah, but they were bad.
What
But
makes them bad?
if you haven't like fully absorbed them, how do you know they were bad? Like, what if you snort them and you find out like, oh no, I'm so empathetic now. I know he was
Well,
a
I
good
mean,
guy. And
are we
I
really
just,
killing them though if they're living on in us?
yeah.
Yes.
Bison,
Never heard that take.
you've been a great deal of help, but now I'm feeling a little like Dario, and I kind of want to rip your head off. So I'm gonna carry on, and I don't want to do that to you because I do want to have empathy and without
Compassion
having
and
to snort your
understanding.
ashes.
And love. He said it
Yeah,
twice.
love.
Yeah, and love and love.
I said it twice. You know what? I'm not even
Compassionate.
mad. I don't even think that was a mistake, honestly. What were you saying?
Should we leave?
I'm gonna leave. I don't
Yeah.
care what happens
You
to
should
him.
probably get out of here. This whole space is just, I'm done with
A lot of negative energy, right?
Yeah.
You're
picking
Boo,
up on it.
honestly, it's up to you what happens to him. If you want to try to take him back to the cottage to get more information out of him, I don't care.
I mean,
just
that's not really necessary.
can't
I've
be
given
around
you
him
everything,
anymore.
so I'll probably just be bouncing.
Well, he belongs to Dario, so don't really feel he's already lost one son tonight. I don't feel like taking his new pet is fair to him in that sense. But I do kind of want to make him into a Ken doll.
What does that mean?
Because I feel like you need to be humbled out of a place of love.
There's literally
and
no one more
compassion.
humble than me.
Hmm.
Like I'm still on the journey, but I'm very far on that journey.
I'm gonna pull out my phone real quick and text Dario directly and put your new toy Bryson, and I'm gonna put a knife and an eggplant and hit send.
God damn, this coder.
And see if I get a response.
The only thing Dario stops his raging for is a good text message with a solid emoji. It's the only thing he stops raging for.
I'm pretty sure Dario's phone's gonna like vibrate, and he's like, "What the fuck?" No, that's not what I intended. Question mark? Why? Upside down smiley face.
And I'm just gonna put in like all caps, but like a space between each letter, so it's like weird and spaced out in caps. Cocksucker underneath it. It's just like he's just like a straight up cocksucker, and I'm just gonna like send it, and I'm gonna look at Bison and be like, "You can live another day, but I'm taking you to Dario because you belong to him now, and he can choose what to do with you. And honestly, I hope he eats you."
No one should really belong to anyone, but I will play along
You do,
for
Max.
now until I can really
I'll-
enlighten you guys on how things should be.
I'll respond back to Boo quickly. It was like, if that's what you want to do with this word, highlight, then have fun with that. But make sure you get his equipment, please.
I just put a bunch of barf faces and send it back, and then directly after say, where do you want me to put the goods? Do you want me to leave it down here for now? Leave the equipment down here for now?
Put it in Freddy's van.
He wants me to put the equipment in your van.
The van's not here. Somebody died in it real bad.
I'm gonna text him. Somebody died in the van. Sad face.
Capital letters. What the fuck is actually happening at this party tonight?
Question
I'm
mark,
hangry and I'm pissed.
question mark. And I'll hit send, and then I'll directly text the sheriff afterwards and say, I owe you a drink, comma, also I have information, and hit send, and just wait for whenever that comes back to me.
Okay. It's getting quite late. You guys need to essentially be wrapping up what you're gonna do and then get to shelter. So you texted the sheriff, that went out. What's next?
If we go upstairs, can Freddie do a quick, like, I don't know if things have been disturbed too much, but can I do like a quick wits investigation to do like an assessment of like how someone would have come in here and killed it as like a hunter to hunter survival.
Are you all going upstairs?
Yeah. I'm going to take River back since he was hurt and he's healing. I'm going to take him back to the hotel. I also need to eat and I need to heal because I took some superficial damage.
And then you're taking Bison with you?
No, that's wherever Dario is, that he can have that. I'm going to take him to wherever Dario is and be like, that's yours.
Okay. So you're all heading upstairs to Dario first, and then you'll...
Yeah.
Disperse. Okay. Okay. So you guys file into these kind of small tunnels where you have to kind of go single file. There's a little bit of light source on some of these. Though heading down, the one immediate source starts to flicker. And all of you would see, almost blocking your path in front of you, like a silhouette. But with the lights, it's almost like an after image in a television, right? Right when you turn TV off, you could just barely see an after image of something that slowly fades. It's just like that. Just a blurred outline, distinctly humanoid, but just a shadowy after image that's fading before your eyes, but it was certainly there, or still is there. But in the couple seconds it takes you to sort of figure out what's going on, it's faded out.
Can I use Eyes of the Beast to see better in the dark?
You can use Eyes of the Beast. Your vision's no longer affected by the light itself. You can see perfectly, but you don't see it. But you can see a scratch mark starting to form down one of the walls.
Can I do any kinds of wits investigation or wits survival to just get anything I can, like I could have seen before it went down, or no? It was too fast.
I mean, you've there's nothing else to see. That is entirely what there is to perceive, essentially. Yeah.
I'm gonna stop and like make everybody else stop moving for a second, and I'm just gonna say, we need to run now. We need to run. We need to get out.
You're gonna head towards where this is, which is the way to get up and out, or do you want to head a different direction, deeper into the tunnels?
We probably need to go not this direction. We probably need to go the other direction very quickly and maybe find a way out to the street or anywhere else that we can not be in here right now.
The way that I was trying to find the one dude that disappeared,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You said that led to the street, right?
It did.
All right, we're gonna go that way.
Okay, so it's going to be turning around. So again, you're single file, so it's literally you guys just have to sort of turn where you are and reverse your marching order. Which I assume would be Bison in the back, who's now in the front.
Yes.
So yeah, you all turn just to see Bison's like, I told you, man, the vibes are. Then his eyes go wide, and he is just flung backwards. Before he had really had a chance to turn around, it's just like he was plucked by something invisible, just goes flying down the hall, down the tunnel. Camilla, you can still see him perfectly.
This is what
the lights completely go out at this point. But Camilla, you watch as he's clearly struggling against something, and you see a splash of blood come from his torso and splatter against the wall.
Can we get phone flashlights on?
Yeah, you fumble for your phone, turn on the flash in the darkness, the flashlight, and yeah, just see that's again, it's even with light on it, it's the light almost goes through it a little bit, it's barely perceptible, and the light's on it for just a minute before it's invisible again, but it's clearly still there, as you can still see the effect of its claws on Bison. Do you guys want to intercept? Now the way out is clear, if there's just the one.
This is what happens when you do Ash. This is the shards. These are the beasts.
Yeah. Let's go. And I link arms with Camilla, and I'll
Yeah.
start to move the fast way out if we can.
I'm gonna hit vanish. I don't know if it'll help me any, but I'm gonna try. And I'll just follow them.
Okay. So yeah, getting one last look back, you can see Bison's body being contorted and bones breaking as he is being pushed up along the wall and across the ceiling now. Boo is using Vanish, which is a rouse check.
Let me see.
So you're now at hunger 4.
Woohoo!
A great hunger to be at. As you guys, turn around again, this time heading the direction you're originally going. Leaving this carnage behind you, getting to the ladder, heading up, getting into the club proper, where things are starting to wind down a little bit. You're in Oscar's room. The music's still playing. Doesn't seem to be his set anymore, though, as you don't see him. But push through that door that was forced open, that was originally sealed, and you're back in the club, heading up towards Dario. And yeah, you reach him. So Dario, you'd see the rest of your coterie come barging in.
As we walk past Oscar, it's gonna be too loud. Never mind.
You don't see Oscar there. This is the
Okay.
room he was DJing in. But he doesn't seem
Okay,
to
I
be
see what you're saying. Sorry.
doing a set right now.
I'm going to go on our way up. I'm gonna find whoever is MC or like helping us run this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell them it's time to wrap it up since it's time to send people home. Like,
okay. Yeah,
they
just
gotta
go
get
up
out.
to DJ Booth, just sort of yell that in his ear, and he nods, and he'll start winding down. He'll make an announcement, get some booze, of course, but it is what it is. Like I said, some people have already left, and you assume it's probably the kindred that have already started to clear out because they can't party till the morning.
Yeah.
A lot of the humans here are wanting to. But yeah, eventually you make it upstairs to the room where Dario and Donovan and the security and his decapitated child are. Dario, during that time, would you have wanted to do the ceremony to create another homunculus out of a hand? If you're going to do it this evening, this would be the time to do so because you're gonna have to turn in soon.
Let's do it.
Okay. We can do the roll for you. This will be a ceremony roll for you, which also is around. You're also getting hungrier.
Hunger 4.
4 successes is more than enough to pull off the ceremony. And yeah, so you go through the motions, go through the ceremony of preparing your knife that you use for this, coating it in some of your blood and some other concoctions that you keep ready that Donovan has in your ceremony on the go kit. Chop the hand in one clean chop, and you watch the hand just start twitching, slowly coming to life under your command as it crawls up your leg and perches in a familiar spot on your shoulder. And we'll say right as this is finishing up is when the coterie enters.
Can I do with
Freddie, yeah, you can immediately start investigating the room, doing your thing.
How many security guards are in here?
5.
All right. I'm going to see if I can't have a little snack from one of them while we're like in this room and trying to like debrief. It's the end of the night, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if I knock one of them down, they'll be okay. I'm not trying to hurt them, but if I make them weak, it is what it is.
You could drain 2 and they'll be fine.
Perfect. I'll do that.
What
did that take me down to? Oh,
my computer brings you down to 2.
All right. My computer's frozen, so I can't change it.
I got it. So that happens. Freddie, you have 3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah, with that, looking around the room, the room's a bit of a mess. There was some tantric escapades that happened in here. But that's not a crime, necessarily. Not in this country.
A lot of
And
fluids.
You don't see. With 3, I'll say that's enough for you to know it was definitely a blade.
Okay.
A sharp blade, looks like one clean cut. You can tell by the blood splatter. Kindred obviously bleed differently depending on if they're blushed, what's going on. And this is a fresh kindred. You don't have as much experience with exactly what the blood's like in there because he's still sort of essentially has a lot of working organs and fluids that would be beginning to expel if not the process wasn't halted. But yeah, I mean, you don't see any sign of forced entry. You don't see really anything like that. Nothing's standing out to you.
Okay. Can I, when I do that, can I look at any security to see if anyone is like taken it? Because if somebody like forced past and like made them forget or something, to see if like any of them have, I don't know, like noticeable marks on them or anything.
Yeah, so you sort of give them all once over to see if they've been in an altercation that maybe they don't remember. One looks, you can tell, has had a bit of a scuffle, but she explains to you that she had to hit someone who tried getting in. It was just like a very drunk person who.
And what did they look like?
She'll actually pull her phone. I took a picture of them in case they're a person of interest. Show you. It looks like a random club goer.
Okay, but
He saw
good.
Pearl leaving this and wanted to know where he thought there was some room with super hot people that he was being left out of. And he was very insistent that he deserved to be in.
Is Daryl hearing this?
Yeah.
Why didn't you mention that sooner?
The drunk person wanted to get into a VIP lounge. I didn't think it was important. I hit him, and then he was sent home. We know where his whereabouts are still.
Good. The next night, I need to see him.
Can you send me the information?
Yeah. We'll get him tracked down.
Share it with my friend. What is your name?
Kristen.
Thank you, Kristen. This is good.
Donka. And Daryl's going to like spin on his heel and look directly at Camilla and show his fangs a little bit. Do you think it's funny to fuck with me?
She does, yeah.
Interesting, Freddy. I wasn't speaking to you, but it's on my thoughts.
No, but you like to make like big threatening speeches to all of us, and we've had the pretty fucking rough night. Fuck you, man.
I gave you a hug downstairs.
Don't come and yell at my security team. They're doing their job.
You just made Freddy mad.
I did not yell. Did you
Did
hear
he
me
yell
yell?
at you? I look at the team.
They have
Okay,
no
never-
idea what to say.
Honestly, hang on. Honestly, forget I asked. That was his dumb thing to ask.
No, since we're here and everybody is now showing their whims and wares, please, everybody in this room, if you have anything that's on your mind, on your conscience, you want to get out, confessions,
Donovan would say,
murders.
I think it's imperative I remind all of our team that we need to leave immediately if we were to find a safe place during the day.
Correct. We do. Donovan, wrap this gentleman up. He's going to point at Alahad in like a burial sheet.
Yes, sir.
Put them on ice. Okay? Please.
Yes, sir.
Donovan, could you use any help? Do you need Edith to help you out at all?
Edith is taking care of Freddie's van at the moment.
All right.
Yeah.
We have enough people here. I'll be fine. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to get a cab or something. I'm going home. I'm going to the hotel.
Yes, this car is ready for all of you outside.
All right, let's go.
I'm assuming River's in my car.
Yeah.
If he hasn't already made it back to the hotel. All right.
Before we go, Bo, quick question.
Yeah.
What happened to Bison? Is he still down there? Did you emasculate him?
Not me.
What?
So remember how when we were talking about the ash, how there are beast shards, the ghosts? Yeah, they ripped him apart and made him a puppet.
Ugh.
It was brutal. I haven't seen these things in years, and I don't ever want to see them again.
Fine, it's fine. Fuck.
Based,
Is
you
his
only
shit
better
still
he was an
down there?
asshole.
What?
Come again?
Is his shit
He
still
was an
down there?
asshole. Yeah, all the equipment's down there.
Is this gonna, one of you go down there and don't die. Get the shit and bring it up.
Yeah, Donovan will say, I'll have it taken care of, sir.
Put it all in the
We'll
car.
serve the equipment.
Donovan,
Yes.
be careful down there. There's something going on. It's nuts.
Charge.
I'll make sure the right people are on that detail.
And they're just gonna like open the door and kind of like storm out. And then just fuck. Go towards the car.
He goes, Donovan's just in work mode. He's giving orders. He's on the phone. He's got a couple of phones, texting on one, talking on another. The security that were in the room are starting to disperse. One just mouths thank you to Fredius on her way out. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to do? Sneak in before getting to safety?
Yeah. So how does healing work? Since I took the superficial.
Let me reference the updated chart just to make sure I'm getting it right. Your blood potency, I believe, is will heal 2 points of superficial damage per rouse check.
All right. Let me rouse. Oh,
Okay,
maybe my
so yeah.
computer will.
So you'll get hunger by 1. So with your hunger 3, you will have just 2 superficial health damage remaining. Do you want to do another one?
I'll wait till I get back to the hotel where I have.
Yeah, I mean, and you can heal at any time.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't have to be like this night. You can sit with your. Obviously, it's better to be healed than not healed. But if you go to bed too hungry and you fail your rouse check to wake up, that could have consequences too. So
yeah, absolutely. So I will wait, but I will also text. I'll pull out my phone, and text, Wolf, and just say, tonight was rough. Had to hurt some kids. Sad face. I'll fill you in when I wake up tomorrow night. And I'll send like a black heart, a bat, and like a wolf emoji.
Can Dario grab somebody just like off the floor? Any living person that's still around? Because he's hungry.
Is he going for like full, just out in the open, or is he just pull it? It'd be easy enough for even angry, just pull someone into a room. There's enough rooms are being cleared out to pull
just
someone in to feed from.
Somebody quick and hey.
Are you draining them? Or are you just getting it?
No, I'm just gonna get down to 1.
You could do that. Taking 3 from someone would put them in a hospital, but it might not necessarily.
They had too much to drink.
They will probably survive. So you're just grabbing a random whatever.
Yeah.
So you go take that. Doesn't exactly. You don't feel hungry, but you feel a lot of things now because this person, as most people here, were on a lot of things. So it sort of fucks with your mind in a whole different trippy ways. You're not really angry, but you're like having a bad trip where things just get blurred and nothing quite stays still. There's this constant motion that's always happening. That's kind of annoying, It can be fascinating if you're looking at the right thing, and it's just turns into this weird to where you just sort of you don't even really remember getting back to the hotel, but you assume everything worked out fine because next thing you know you're in your day sleep. But
Okay.
in a really weird haze for that last little bit. Boo, Camilla, going back to your hotel rooms?
Yeah, I'm taking River since he's wrecked.
Freddie, are you...
Camilla, can I stay at their hotel room? Because Edith has my van, and also I watched someone OD in there, and I would rather just not be there right now.
That's a very fair feeling. I would not want you to sleep in a murder van tonight. We've seen enough spooky things to last evening. So
I'm sorry I cut you off earlier with Dario. It just seems like he was in a mood to pick fights, and I'd rather he fights with me than with you, I think.
And it would not have ended with shutting him down if I had responded. So honestly, it's probably best for the entire party that you were the one that spoke to him. I'll deal with that tomorrow.
Oh boy.
So Freddie going into Camilla's hotel room, sleeping there for the day. It's already prepared to be blacked out during the day anyway. After a technically quite successful evening, but very tense in other ways with some new interesting developments. Our coterie sleeps. Wake up the next night, as per usual. I will need a rouse check for everyone to wake up. I'll do yours. Ooh, you wake up at 4 hunger.
Oh, okay.
Good thing you didn't try to heal again. Camilla, waking up with just 1 hunger still. You're feeling fine. Freddy is not hungrier. Dario is also 1 more hunger. Good thing you fed.
Dario took some damage from last night.
So if you want to heal aggravated, you have an aggravated wound. The only time you can heal those is during that day's sleep, but it's 3 rouse checks. So it'll heal no matter what. It just depends how hungry it makes you. Are you wanting to do that?
Yes.
Okay. So you have a few aggravated wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Bit up. So I will take away 1 of your aggravated wounds. Roll me 3 rouse checks, please.
All right. Go down. 1. 2.
Your hunger goes up by 2, putting you at 4. That's not a great way to wake up, but manageable.
Oh.
Also, everyone, I know a lot of willpower was spent. You can get your resolve or composure, whichever is highest, back in your willpower tracker. So you'll be back at full Camilla.
That was like a 4-session night. So the fact that any of us have any composure left or willpower left is fantastic.
A lot of people spend a lot. Boo, you're back at full. Okay.
I got mine. What was the take about aggravated damage again? Sorry.
So you can only heal 1 point of aggravated damage per rest. So
okay,
you've healed yours for the day. You could continue it the ongoing nights.
Okay, I'll do that.
But for now, everyone wakes up.
I'm still in a bad mood.
You are in a bad mood. You're in a really bad mood. For a multitude of things. But one is there are strangers in your room.
Or what?
Strangers in your room. Individuals at a quick glance. They're not like, there's no uniform. They're not in suits. But you have the general feeling of, you could tell by the look of them. Most are clean cut. Most are very good shape, and a couple are not hiding the fact that they are armed. Glancing back and forth, you don't see Donovan.
Mhm.
You can hear chains rattling coming from the bathroom where St. Michael
Mhm.
is. You don't see your phone anywhere. It's not where you left it charging.
This has already been a really rough night, and it's already starting off as a rough night. So, what is going on? Why are you in this room?
A couple of them look at each other, look to you. We'll explain in a moment. And then we cut over to Camilla and Freddy's room. It's quite similar. There are strangers in the room. Edith is not there. Fred is still there. Seems no one wanted to touch the boa constrictor. You don't see your phones where they were charging, though. Actually, Freddy, make me a humanity roll. Oh, you know what?
Okay.
Never mind. This wouldn't necessarily be the case here. Wouldn't affect your thing. Never mind. So yeah, you two awaken to this scene.
Okay. That made me nervous. I sort of get up to position myself between them and Camilla a little bit.
Okay.
Well, which one of you is going to explain what's going on?
They'll be here in a moment. Please be patient. No need for this to go bad.
Well,
What
I
is
hope
it?
not. This is my favorite nightgown, and you're really intruding on my waking up process. So I hope this goes as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, one sort of just uncomfortably looks, realizing that you are in a nightgown, is just making sure not to look at you, but also not look at you because they're supposed to be. Boo. There's no sign of River. No sign of your phone. But the sheriff is there.
Is it just the sheriff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, good evening.
Yeah, I hope so. I need you to talk to your coterie immediately. Usually the way this things goes, it's a little more by force, but I mean, it's you. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. And hopefully you'll give me the courtesy of cooperating. If you'll explain to the rest, they're just in the other rooms. So just come quietly. We need to talk to the prince right now.
What is this about?
The prince will explain. Just trust me, please.
Okay.
Thank you. And that's where I'll take our break. Come back in a little bit, see what's going on. Bye. We are back. Our coder is properly worried and not at all discussing who they're gonna sex out of this encounter. Boo. So yeah, the sheriff lets you get ready, albeit quickly, and then we'll ask you to. Dario would be the first. Dario would be door would open. You would see Boo and the sheriff.
Good evening, Sheriff. Boo.
Look, we need to go see the prince. We're gonna try to do this calmly and quickly, but take your time to do what you need. If you need to eat before we go,
No,
no time. Okay,
immediately.
I need you to keep your cool when we go. So we're getting ready to go. It's just a meeting. So we're all going.
Is the sheriff in there too?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's behind me.
Okay, so going to see the prince. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind doing that. He's just going to slip on his shoes. I do mind people bothering me unnecessarily, but I will go see the prince. There's no harm here. We will do what needs to be done.
Out of respect for you and your coterie, I'm asking. I would like this to be courteous and not a forcible summons. But we did have to take precautions just in case. There's a lot of things going on right now.
Is the sheriff talking?
Yes, this is a
Yeah.
sheriff.
Well, sir, we're wasting time talking, so let's get the others, shall we?
Yes. Your humans are fine. Whatever's in the bathroom is restrained. Bit one of our people, but
Well, he did his job properly, didn't he?
yes,
Let us go.
we were the intruders. So, and
Yes. Let's go.
a few moments later, Camilla and Freddy, same thing. Door opens. Boo enters. The sheriff behind her.
We need to go see the prince, and we need to go right now, and we need to go as friends. And this is a very nice way of asking us to go and not just ripping us out of our beds. So the sheriff has been courteous to ask us to go, not tell us to go.
Yes, he is. And he came to my room personally. So let us all go, shall we?
I assume the sheriff is in our room as well.
Mhm.
Camilla would just like slide out of bed and stand up. Her nightgown is like a sexy nightgown. Like it's not a modest one, and she's gonna try to make everyone in the room as uncomfortable as possible by standing up wearing it.
Freddie didn't have PJs, so she's as uncomfortable as possible because she's in a borrowed nightgown.
It's
from
a modest
Camilla.
one.
Is Dario in this
It's
room?
modest
Uh-huh.
for Camilla. I imagine it's like opaque at least.
So Dario's just...
That's what I guess is. It's opaque. And she's got her like plaid button up that, or actually no, she wore a muscle shirt to the party, so she really doesn't have anything to put over this.
I'll give you a moment, but please be quick. Everyone else.
Are you sure I can't stay? This is my coterie.
I'm just gonna grab him by like the ear and pull him with me.
Don't
Out of the room.
pull my fucking ear.
Come on.
You know, so he was going to stand anime pose against the wall, feet kicked out.
Yeah. After a few moments, Camilla and Freddy would do what they need to do to get decent and then join the rest in the hallway.
Camilla
Who
would
will
probably
thank the sheriff?
give Freddie like a smart blazer to wear over like her t-shirt. It's like she can wear a t-shirt, but like at least a blazer. We'll go from there.
He will. I will have to blindfold you. It's safety precaution.
Okay.
And then he himself will go to each of you behind you and take out a thick black blindfold and put it over and tight in the back. Make sure it's snug but comfortable, and assuming everyone lets him. And then you'll each be sort of guided to an elevator, taken through what you assume to be the hotel. You can hear you're in a parking lot. You're being put in the back of a van.
Can I wits survival or wits investigation to count the turns? Like as we go?
Yeah, I'll say, I mean, you've probably have this hotel. This is where all your coteries staying. Pretty cased out. It tracks that you were essentially just taken to the parking garage of this hotel.
But then we're put in a van, right?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Like
Once
once
you're
we're
in the van, yeah,
van,
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Once you're in the van, so you can take your blindfolds off. Take it off, and yeah, just in the back of a cargo van, maybe bench seats on each side. The sheriff is in there with you. Again, sorry about all of this procedure and whatnot.
This must be quite an important meeting for all of these precautions to be taken care of, Sheriff. Also, how are you doing this night?
It's been better. I'm hoping by the end of the night, we will all feel a little better about things.
I appreciate you not ripping us out of bed.
It's fun to do that at times, but again, I said out of respect for your group. Out of curiosity, though, what ended up happening at the party? Did you get any answers?
Oh God.
Not really. Kind of, but not really. I do have some information that I can talk to you about. I can tell you about later. And depending on how things go with the prince, if I need to talk to them about it later, I can talk to them about it too. But I have some pretty telling information if we need to get out of jail thing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to warn you about how to conduct yourselves. You're all professionals. I'm sure you've met princes before.
Of course not, Sheriff. Also, questions, since we're being so open. Did you at least enjoy yourself at the photo booth?
I'll shoot a glance at Boo real quick before just looking back at you. Yes, actually, it was you threw one hell of a party.
Thank you. We try.
And after a little bit of this, maybe slightly easing the tension, maybe just replacing the tension with something else, Freddy just quietly tried to keep track of the turns. There's quite a few. And after a little bit, it gets to the point where you would imagine they're just making turns to make turns.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep us disoriented.
Yeah. It's from a security standpoint, you're pretty impressed with the operation. But eventually, the van stops. You're blindfolded again. You're led inside a building. For a moment, you're all stopped. Your blindfolds are removed. And you seem to be in some sort of dining room. Maybe it's a private room in a restaurant. There's polished stone floors. And there's tasteful oil paintings of landscapes along the wall. Middle of this room, there's a large marble table just dominating the space. And aside from what you assume are ghouls that are positioned along the perimeter of the room, there's 3 people sitting on one side of the table. I will show them to you as I explain them.
For favor.
One has long dark hair, very pallid complexion, and striking bright eyes. And even sitting, you can tell that she's tall in proportion like a runway model. She's wearing a sleeveless silver blouse, navy pants that match dark blue lipstick. On her left arm is a sleeve tattoo stretching from her wrist to her shoulder. And it's a tattoo of like this lacy webbing. And in the webbing is trapped all these different flying creatures, some mythological, others real. front of her is paperwork that's neatly organized, but also organized in a way where you can't necessarily tell what it is. There seems to be sort of a blank page on the top. Next to her is an older Turkish man. He has deeply tanned skin, graying hair, and a trimmed beard. And despite his age, he's dressed quite trendily. He's in a mahogany suit with a patterned tie and a robin egg blue undershirt. He has really deep-set, dark eyes that just watch the coterie carefully as they enter. And while this is happening, his right hand is sort of elegantly moving a gold coin between his fingers. On his other hand, you can see he wears this, like, I forgot what they're called, like this jewelry piece at the tip of his finger that has like a sharpened gold point.
I know what you're talking about.
And then, of course, you all recognize Pearl, who is, well, this is why I said you were prophetic, because I wrote this before you put this thing in our chat. Side note, she's wearing a pink suit. Her hair is up in like a business bun. However, the jacket is completely open, showing a pink bra against her olive skin. Her makeup is like full euphoria, with like the rhinestones and glitter and really bold. And her full lips are just shine as she smiles at you, Dario, when you enter. The sheriff introduces them. I believe you know Pearl, the herald. This, he gestures to the man, is Seneschal Mehmet Sumo. Then the woman with the dark hair stands to her full height. She's over 6 feet tall, probably right around 6 foot, actually. She just goes, I am Prince Ursula Eisenstadt. She pauses a moment, looking.
Daryl, do the.
How does everyone else respond?
Yeah, I'll dip my head.
I would nod.
Freddie follows Camilla's lead.
She looks carefully at each of you, and she sort of nods in approval. Please introduce yourselves and take a seat.
My name is Dario Giovanni. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Prince, Seneschal, and the Herald.
They nod. Pearl winks.
Can he sit next to her?
No, they seem to be gesturing towards the opposite side of the table.
All right. No finger play. All right, he's going to sit. At least can he sit across from her?
He can.
Okay, he'll sit
You've
across.
barely scooted your seat in before you feel her foot graze your shin.
He will just.
Who introduces themselves next?
I'll say, I'm Vu. Thank you for your kindness in calling us here today.
Next.
Well, I guess that brings us up to me. I'm Camilla, and it's been a pleasure to finally meet you. I've heard quite a lot about you and your whole little group. She'll sit down.
I'm Freddie Becker. I like your tattoo. I go sit down.
And would you do me the favor? Nice to meet you all, by the way. She takes a seat as well. Reminding me of your clans.
Giovanni. Well, Hecata. Your principalship.
Do you make a distinction?
It's just the old general umbrella term, but I am Giovanni.
And as she's speaking, you see Pearl is taking notes.
Okay.
She looks to you. Boo.
I am a Nosferatu.
Of course. Camilla.
she's gonna like let her snake eyes slide into place. Currently, I'm going by ministry. Is where I'm at right now.
Your snake eyes slide in place. The coin going between the fingers of the seneschal stops, and he stops and looks at you. And then when you seem to continue and aren't doing anything else, the coin continues dancing across his fingers. She doesn't even seem to have noticed this exchange, so she then looks at Freddy.
Gangrel.
An interesting group. Once upon a time, kindred ruled the land, seizing whatever they desired, fashioning their personal reality, and killing any who stood in their way. We were blood gods. But this all changed. For most of us, about 10 years ago. The Second Inquisition, as we collectively refer to them, gutted this city. The few of us who survived did so because of two things. Do you know what they are? This is not a rhetorical question.
Cunning?
Control and order.
Close. But I would say caution and restraint. She goes to the papers in front of her, pulling open a folder. She removes some photographs from them and carefully places them, turning them on the table to show you. Because of caution, because of restraint, I will not abide acts like these. And you see these pictures depict a dead man in a long wool coat, lying like a rag doll in red snow. He's a deep gash running through his neck that nearly decapitated him. His left arm is broken at the wrist, as you could tell as it's turned around the wrong way. The right arm is missing completely. There's some other photos showing the equally graphic scene. The photographs seem to have been taken during the day. All we know so far is this man. His name is Stefan Trauman. He was murdered sometime in the early morning outside the Chinese Tower in the English Garden. His arm was used to write this. She shows another photo. And it's a strange, bloody symbol drawn in the snow. The edge of the photo, you can see where the arm was apparently just haphazardly discarded after. There, you immediately recognize this symbol as a necromantic symbol. Now, if I truly believed that you did this, it would already be stacked like cordwood and set ablaze. But clearly, this is one of yours at work. Or someone who wants me to think it is. So, I am officially recruiting you to help me solve a problem that now affects us both. My resources are going to be tied up doing damage control and making sure the Inquisition does not call a full purge on Munich again. Just because people are being brutally murdered in a city that is supposed to be safe. Yes, Dario.
My prince, how many people have been murdered?
Just the one. But this symbol,
right here.
this calling card, is what points to Hakata.
I recognize the symbol, but it is unusual.
Again, either someone from your clan is getting bold. I know your ceremonies and the gist of what you do. Either they did not clean up after themselves, or again, this is someone wants your clan in trouble. Either way, it behooves all of us for this matter to be cleared. If this is something your local clan is doing, you have knowledge of this clan and you have knowledge of these symbols. I believe your group could be ideal to figure this out.
Would love to.
Before we go on, just to be safe, as again, caution and restraint is what we practice here. I hope you don't mind answering a few questions just to make sure, and then we can move on to the matter at hand.
She's talking to me personally?
Seems to be talking to all of you.
Okay.
As she's saying this, the seneschal reaches under his chair and then sets what appears to be a hand-painted ceramic bowl on the table. It's a deep blue with these beautiful patterns seeming to expand from the center of the bowl out. You see Mametsumo's deep-set eyes. They do not waver from the coterie as he quietly begins reciting something under his breath, while piercing his wrist with the sharp finger jewelry, allowing his blood to coat the bowl. After a moment, he reaches his hand out, and the prince says, "Who would like to volunteer first?"
I'm going to make eye contact with the sheriff because I want to get his vibe on like what's happening.
He seems nervous, but he's been looking at you pretty much the whole time. Just
what is Pearl doing?
He just nods reassuringly to you, Boo. Oh, Pearl's loving this. Whatever's going on, this high stakes, whatever. Her foot grazing yours under the table. She's
Ariel's doing the opposite, and she's doing with that one foot. He's doing the other on her leg.
She does seem very focused on her notes though, and she does have a beautiful, like, almost like she's half paying attention, like just a really flowy, almost lazy looking handwriting. But you see, it's really elegant and quite fast. As you can tell, there's maybe even a dash of celerity happening as she's just gliding across notes. But she's also doing a careful job to keep them to herself.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay. Camilla, you give the seneschal your hand.
Mm-hmm.
He takes it. This will sting. But not as much as a lie would. And he pierces your wrist. I'll need a rouse check from you.
Okay.
Which I will do for you. Get a little hungrier. You're only at hunger 2. You watch Camilla's hand. He gingerly takes and puts some of her blood into the bowl as well. He then releases your hand, and the hand that was playing with the coin, you don't even know where the coin is, but he dips his index finger into the bowl. He looks at you. Did you kill Stefan Schaumann?
No, I didn't.
Do you know who killed him?
No.
Do you plan to usurp or assist another group to usurp the Camarilla in Munich?
No, I do not.
This whole time when he spoke, you saw the blood in the bowl just bubbling as it was just starting to come to a low boil. After the last question, it just goes still again. Next volunteer. Freddy, you give him your hand. As he moves that bowl over, pulls out another, does the same thing. Takes your hand, has you bleed into the bowl with mixing with his own blood. We need a rouse check from you.
I'm hungrier. I'm at 4.
For hunger. He asked you the same questions. Did you kill Stefan Trauman?
No.
Do you know who killed him?
No.
Do you plan to usurp or assist another to usurp the Camarilla in Munich?
No.
Quick, painless. On to the next.
Boo.
Boo. Same thing. We'll do a rouse check for you. Whew, you're still at 4. Almost got. The same 3 questions. Did you kill Stefan Trauman?
No.
Do you know who killed him?
No.
He really looks at you for this next one. Do you plan to usurp or assist another to usurp the Camarilla in Munich?
No.
His eyes go to the bowl, back to you, back to the bowl. He nods. On to Dario. Also need a rouse check.
Okay. Arouse.
You're at hunger 5.
Mm-hmm.
Look, one more rouse check, and you will be in a frenzy. And the beast is just right there. And there's so much going on. Right? You haven't even been able to process what happened the night before. You've got your own shit to deal with. And now they want you to do this favor for them. There's a lot going on. A lot you don't like. But you like surviving. And that instinct is luckily what's driving you. Yeah, and just do this. Everyone sort of looks at you, sort of take you in. They can almost tell, but you do a good job of keeping your composure, we'll say. Did you kill Stefan Trauman?
No.
Do you know who killed him?
No.
Do you plan to usurp or assist another to usurp the Camarilla in Munich?
No, I don't.
He looks at Pearl when you say this. I'm back to you. What are your intentions with our herald? And with this, it seems like Pearl was even caught off guard by this. So she raises an eyebrow and sort of gives him a look, but then just looks at you curiously.
She's behind me, right?
No, she's across the table from you.
Okay. You're just gonna like kind of wink. My intentions with our dear Herald here is to enjoy her company as much as she allows me to.
Is that the truth?
Of course it is.
No, I mean, out of game, is that?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I will need, this is a truth, but there's something else that could happen here. Will you give me an occult plus composure roll?
Sure. Composure. Any modifiers?
No.
Okay. 3.
feel something almost compelled you to elaborate on that. Thought you remember that you've been feeding her your blood for a reason. That almost comes out to sort of explain yourself, but you realize you don't really have to explain yourself because you didn't ask about that specifically.
Correct.
And these thoughts swirl in your head for just a moment before subsiding, and then he pushes your bowl to the side as well. Ursula nods. Perfect. Thank you for getting that out of the way. You understand, though.
Yes.
So, we would like you to find out who did this and bring the person or persons responsible to me. If this happens in a timely manner to my satisfaction, and your clan was not involved, I will continue with the opinion that the Akata are a worthy guest in my city. If I found out your clan was involved, I am able to make the distinction between you and your coterie and the actions of your clan.
What was that last part?
She's able to differentiate between you and your coterie and the actions of your clan as a whole.
Gotcha. Okay.
I do hope your loyalty will be to yourselves and our masquerade and the future of our kind first.
May I speak?
Of course.
My friends, we may be independent, but we do respect the masquerade. And unlike most younger kindred who are embraced, I do enjoy my own life and the comfort that I have been afforded with it. Me and our coterie here will get on to it right now if we are allowed to.
I'd like to hear that. If this is something that is your clan's doing, you bring it to us and we can take care of it for you.
Of course.
You or your clan does have an enemy who is trying to frame you, we would like to know of that as well.
Perfect. And you're the person I need to ask. If there is an enemy in our midst, in my clan, would you so humbly bequeath me the right of destruction?
Is that what you want? To carry this out on your own?
Not on my own. If we are to bring it to you, then you will be able to do what you want. But if it's something that's interpersonal, we could take care of it now, and I could deliver you the results of that. It's totally of your decision, of course. I will respect your decision regardless. I do feel.
So what's the angle you want to take here? Are you trying to just come to her, leader of your coterie, to leader to leader, asking for permission to do the trust you with that responsibility, or is this something you really do? Like you just want to say what you need to say to get her to give you this permission? Because having the right of destruction can be a very powerful thing.
This is something I'm serious about.
Okay. Give me we're going to say a charisma leadership.
Of course.
Because you're essentially wanting a leader to leader, her to trust you with a responsibility like that.
And charisma, I got 2. I will actually use a willpower.
You cannot, because those are all hunger dice.
Oh, shit. Crap.
Very hungry. I almost asked if you wanted to rouse, but I realized that wouldn't be a good idea.
It's not smart. It's not smart. I'm beautiful. I'm charming.
That is true. That adds to your
Use
social
your hot
status
die.
in this.
Die.
I'll say yeah. Just do. Well, I could do it for you because I gotta do it manually.
Right,
We'll roll an extra d10.
Okay.
Which is a 3rd success, which is what I was looking for. Ponder this for a moment. she'll look towards her seneschal, who just gives her sort of a steely gaze that you're not sure what it means, but she seems to understand what it means. And she looks to Pearl, and she'll look back to you. Granted, do not abuse my trust.
Oh, I wouldn't
And
perish the thought.
I expect to see irrefutable evidence if you need to enact this on someone without first coming to me, that they are responsible.
Absolutely. Is there a way I can get in contact with you, or do I trust
The
the
sheriff,
head? No, the sheriff. No.
I believe you already have his contact information. She glances at Boo, and then she glances at him, and she sort of smiles, and he purposely doesn't make eye contact.
What is
So yes,
Pearl doing?
please keep in contact with him regarding this matter. And no, please do not cause any further problems during your investigation. And do not distract the leaders of this city while we focus our efforts on keeping the city from burning until we have answers. She's looking at you during this stereo.
Oh, she's looking at me.
Mhm.
He'll just, like, it's like a slow little,
Yeah. Pearl will give you a pout that she catches in her peripherals but ignores. Okay. I feel good about this. And what I know about your group, I feel confident that we'll see results sooner than later. And I know you can work independently. That is what is key. Do not be coming to us for help. We have a lot of damage control to do.
you do. I do not envy you for that. I respect you and your claim to this.
Like I said, this happened last night.
Where?
During your
you play-
party.
Was it at the party?
No.
Was it near the party grounds?
So not so near. You're not exactly all accounted for during that time. I understand our sheriff
Correct.
was there and our herald was there, but they each left before this.
And they had a good time, I hope. And if you like your friends, if you like to come to us and have a party, you're more than welcome to. But I understand if you're not, you're a busy woman.
By all accounts, the party seemed quite successful. I'm glad you chose our city for it.
Of course. And I think he's going to do that little picture thing. As beautiful as you are, you'd be the star attraction at a party.
Please, Dario, not in front of Pearl. She gets very jealous. All right, please go, and I hope that you will let the sheriff know as soon as you find anything.
My prince.
And the sheriff steps forward, getting the blindfolds out, and she just shakes her head. He goes, okay, and you're let out. What you
Dario,
see
before-
was it was a restaurant. Seems to be no one there at the moment.
Can Dario, as he's leaving, kind of casually graze Pearl's shoulder?
Sure.
Okay, just kind of as a calming thing.
Mhm.
And just, walk out.
Okay, yeah, you're let out. Where you see was like sort of a mix of like almost a beer hall, but like a very classy. Probably it's a very old building too, like a renovated actual old like stone beer hall. Yeah, you're let out to the back where the van is. Gerard, the sheriff, looks around. Okay, I thought that went well. Thank you for cooperating. I mean it. Yeah, you. I can have the van drop you off wherever you wish, or if you want to have your people pick you up from here, it seems that the prince is fine knowing our location.
He's
Sorry,
Dario
people have their
to everybody. What do you guys think?
And he'll start passing you your phones back.
Thank you, Shadow.
Do you want to ride, or will you be being picked up?
You picked us up. You take us back.
Very well. Yeah, I'll gesture. It's like I have things to do, but my people will drop you off. And yeah, you guys get in the van and are driven back to the hotel. Any discussion you want to have on the way?
That was incredibly intense.
Yeah. Not a
But
fan.
we're alive. Well, as alive as we can be.
Yeah, I'll check my phone and see if I have any missed messages or anything like from River or Wolf, or I never got a text back from the sheriff after the other night either. So I'll check. my phone.
You do have you have in your notes section other notes of says Gerard's favorite bars. There's a list of places you could pick from.
Does Dario have any messages?
I don't think Dario would have during the day gotten. You would have. Yeah, no.
Okay.
But Boo, there's also some messages from Indigo.
But yeah, because I have what's her name's phone.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it just says, "I'm cool. Didn't go as expected, but we adapt. We survive. Tell me where you are, and I'll pick you up." Then you have a few follow-ups that seem concerned that you weren't answering. And that's about the gist of it. And then you have well, that was in the group thing, and you could see some other people responded, not many. Then there's one that directly to Mina, not in the group, that said, "We're gonna talk about this Boo thing."
Do I reckon does the number have a name?
It's Indigo.
Oh, Indigo.
So that stuff was in like the group thing, and then he specifically messaged her like, "We're gonna talk about the Boo thing."
All right.
Freddy?
Go ahead.
Freddy. Freddy.
Oh, I thought you said 20. I was really confused.
He said Vladdy or Daddy?
I didn't hear what it was. Yeah.
Freddy. He's going to kind of look at you from his side. I'm not in a good mood, but I respect you, and I want to humbly apologize if I made you uncomfortable.
Thank you for your apology. I don't think many of us are in a good mood, and you look like you might need to eat.
I really do. And right now, you're looking rather tasty.
Ooh.
Sorry, that's the beast. I need food.
Me too. Not maybe so fast as you, but I'm pretty bad.
So we could say, for the sake of keeping things rolling along, that you would text your retainers, your people, and ask to have some food ready when you get back to the hotel. And it happens.
Cool.
Okay, I can do that for you. So you'll get back. Your people will be there. Donovan would obviously be apologizing for not being there, but he was obviously.
You just want to hug him. Okay, enough of that. All right.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Anyway, and you get the rundown. Everything was cleaned up. The equipment has been moved to a different location. They've salvaged what they could. Doesn't make a lot of sense to them, but it's there. The body of Adelhard is also waiting for whatever you need it for.
Okay.
When you decide what to do with it. The Akata seem to have been informed of it. You guys get an update from the security, Kristen. They track down the person, talk to him. Nothing seems to really have. I mean, you guys can talk to him as well, but it seems truly it was just some fucked up dude who wanted to get in the VIP. They've looked into it. They've done a background check on him, all sorts of stuff, and nothing remotely suspicious popped up. Yeah, that's about the gist of it. You guys could feed. I'll say each of you can reduce your hunger by 3.
Oh.
So Camilla's going to be back at 1. Boo will be at 1. Dario at 2, and Freddy, I assume, at 1. Okay.
All right.
Other than that, it's up to you where you want to go, what you want to do. You have the location. So the English Garden is a park, very large park in Munich. That's the actual site of the murder. If you want to go questioning some of your Hakata people, that is an option as well. Or if there's any other angle you want to take, or deal with other business before diving in.
Hold it up.
We're huddled.
Freddy, you're the security person. And I value your opinion. So, where do you think we should go from here, my dear?
Did Camilla tell us about what happened with Anna? That will affect what Freddy thinks is happening.
Yeah, I would, because I kind of wanted to talk to the prince about this, but I decided to keep it on the DL for the time being. But yeah, she would share that she may have stirred the pot a little bit with the Mithras clan, but only after Dario started boiling the pot. She just stirred it. So like there's potentially some things there. They hate us. They wanted to steal the pot from us, little clay pot thing, rather than just wait for us to like share it with them.
They didn't know that we are ministry Setites, whatever. So if they were going to frame anybody for this, it would be the Hikata, following the ring being stolen and losing. That is motive. And I would say a convenient motive if the Hakata did do it and we perhaps didn't want them to take the fall.
We are independent, so it does kind of make sense. Throw it on someone who they feel they cannot or cannot be touched, at least in the way that they think that we can.
Yeah, so if they made it look like it was Hikata, then maybe they could get retribution and maybe get the pots back.
So what the fuck was up with that? Giving my blood up to that fucking Tremere. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Okay. I'm good. So thank you. Boo, thoughts?
I agree with it. Could be someone trying to get back for stirring the pot, essentially. Also, I got a text back from Indigo, and he wants to know where he can pick us up, and that he's going to talk to me about the Boo situation. So if he wants to talk to me about the Boo situation, who better to talk to? The Boo.
Would Dario know about that? Because that took place when he wasn't even anywhere downstairs. So.
I
would have filled you guys in on what was on the phone and
I'll assume everyone's filled in on everything.
Okay, all right, then I retract that. Okay, well that is an option. And pot stir. Thoughts?
Well, I think the Indigo situation might be more pressing in the moment, and I don't see it taking that long to kind of figure that out. And since it affects two of our coterie members and maybe a certain ministry member who could also be amongst our suspects, I don't see why we don't just start with Indigo and go from there.
Yes, Freddy.
Oh,
Yes,
I was just thinking, if it is Mithras, right, they would be targeting the ministry also, Anna said. So we could try to use their resources to maybe pursue that angle, but I think that doesn't mean we can't pursue the Indigo thing either. I was just more motive.
So 2 for Indigo, 1 for, well, Shaky, possible third Indigo.
I mean, it's a jumping off point. We can start there and branch out. At least get some answers for Boo.
All right, yes. I must protect you guys, so. And it's mostly partially my fault, so I'm having a little mischief. But that's fine. Let's do the jump off and take care of this problem. Nip it in the bud now.
Okay, so what are you texting back, Boo?
Sorry, I was reading something. So I guess I'll text him and be like, I didn't make it very far. I am still near the club, but a couple blocks away, and I'll pick like somewhere that's kind of like either like a park or like an area that like wouldn't be like super suspicious.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's sort of an industrial area. You say you find like a warehousey type place as your location. Okay. Any preparations? You just setting the location. You guys just heading there? You doing anything beforehand?
I get Fred set up nice in his little habitat.
Okay. Yeah, you would be feeling better after a day of rest.
Did Edith bring the murder van back?
Yes.
Is it clean?
Yes.
As
Okay.
clean as it probably was before.
Cleaner. Because
Edith just does
Edith,
good
thank
work.
you. That's very nice.
So, just to be sure, we're on the same footing. Last night was a blur. You kind of like chuckled on something. Really was a blur, actually. But despite that, your van there was a sternum and other things, correct?
Yeah. Someone with the shadow things in ash, sort of.
All right. We probably need to investigate that a little more. If Edith is smart, and I know she is, maybe get some of that and send it to someplace. I'm not sure about body parts, and I don't know any ethnicity.
They did ash, so is it very possible it's just one of those bone shard? What are they called, Boo? One of those weird creatures that was
Bone
killed in the
shard?
hallway?
Yeah, they're like
Maybe.
beast shards or shadow people, ghosts, like the do not fuck withs. Those.
It keeps coming back to me and what I can do. That's fine. Preparations.
Look, I watched a very convincing drug PSA both in my van and in a hallway below the club last night. So, I think I'm good.
Yeah. So I think that he's going to be looking for Mina. If we can get him to come in somewhere and get the jump on him, I say we just question the shit out of him and figure out what he knows. And I guess take it from there since he's the leader of this group.
Wonderful. I have a plan already in motion, thinking about that right now as we speak.
Yeah, but we need him alive.
Fuck. Well, that plan.
Because I need to know if he's not after my head, but he might know the people that are.
He knew my name. Somebody asked him why he knew my name. If you're like,
I also want to know who got him in the club.
That is a thing too. Yes, Camilla, you seem pensive.
Well, I'm pretty curious about what the ministry girl,
Lena?
She pointed to Tim out in the crowd, right?
Yeah, she said we should follow him. She also knew about Ash, so it's
It's a little convenient. I don't want to point any fingers here yet.
love to point fingers.
Oh, your girlfriend. Nice.
But also, do we know how he feels about Mina? Does he feel some type of affection towards her, or maybe even like doesn't like her? Maybe one way or the other.
I'll just pull up the phone and like kind of go through the messages, just kind of try to get a vibe. Because he's like, well, he's not happy about the boo thing.
Yeah, they seem to very much be at odds. Mina is sort of the leader of the Kill Boo Club. And he's trying to do an actual operation and strike a deal with you guys to help with the Ash issue. So
you
did
might
not
say
get along.
he has a strong emotion.
Yeah.
Okay. But do you want to do something about your girlfriend, Freddie?
Not my girlfriend, but we can talk to her about it. Yeah.
Oh, you're taking it slow. I respect that. Okay.
You don't want to play footsie with her underneath the table in front of the.
No, I think I'm okay. Like just.
Was that a cheap shot? It was a cheap shot. Okay. Let's see will Dario respond to that. Dario will not respond to that. He'll kind of. I mean, that could be fun too, Freddie, if you like her enough. I mean, she's very pretty.
Yeah, she's pretty and fun, but I think she might be testing me on like ministry stuff, and so we'll see.
I think she generally likes you. I can see.
It would be cool if she did, but I can
wingman you into that.
No,
I mean,
nope.
you're already making out and stuff. I don't think I need a wingman at this
You
point.
made out. How cute.
Keep things somewhat professional.
Let's go handle this. What I learned this turd sandwich. Yeah. Yes.
All right.
What?
That is what the kids are saying now, right? Boom, boom. Is that?
Yeah, like maybe like 10 years ago. All right. So
I'm behind. Okay. Right.
Yeah, we'll say let's meet at this warehouse. I made it out. I'm held up here. And I can send a picture from her phone of like wherever we are.
Okay.
Wait, quick question out of character. Camilla, would Camilla have even known that Dario was doing that with Pearl?
It wouldn't be far off. You could just guess.
You're not sure. Not sure. Did she guess? Did she see? Pearl wasn't being that subtle about it.
Was the entire table shaking every time you guys bumped into the leg of the table? I don't know.
For real.
No. Okay. All right. Getting back to Dario. Sorry.
Okay. So you're all heading there. Are you bringing anything else?
I'll bring my special piece.
Okay. You bring your homunculus or your zombie?
Of course, my homunculus.
Leaving the zombie?
Would there be enough room for Sir Michael? I mean,
yeah, you got a van. Freddie lives in that van.
Freddie, quick question.
Yeah.
How do you feel about zombies?
I work with you, so like I expect them to be around sometimes.
So you're saying I look like
I just mean, like you make zombies sometimes. You look fine. You look very nice. You know that you look nice, so don't like.
Okay. Wow, kind of slightly hurt my feelings a bit. I'll bring Sir Michael with us.
Okay.
And just kind of sit him down and make him look awkwardly at Camilla, like just turn his head.
Okay. Okay. So the coterie and undead companions head towards the warehouse.
Freddie's just looking at like all her CDs are organized and.
Yeah. Edith bought you a couple like little like organizational things to put in there too to help.
Edith, this is so nice. Thank you.
Hey, do you have Jenny or Starship?
Some like scent things too, because it had like that reptile house smell in here. It still does, but it's a little
It
massive.
probably always will. Yeah.
Okay.
It's in
Boo,
the
are you
fire.
going out on your own or are you all waiting?
I'm gonna hit Unseen Passage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of wait around in that. And I'm gonna tell everybody, make yourself scarce until he shows up, and then we'll make sure he's alone.
What's on, Camilla?
Well, the reason I was asking about if he had a strong feeling about her was because if there's a strong emotion concerning her, I can look like her potentially.
Yeah, if you think that his if you got the vibe from the messages that his distaste was strong enough, totally. Because once we can get him inside, that will be.
So do you want Camilla to go out then? Boo could be invisible, and you want Camilla to go out and potentially appear like Mina?
Yeah, if we can manage to get him inside somewhere. Like, if we're at a warehouse, is the warehouse abandoned?
Yes.
Can I jimmy one of the doors open?
Yeah. Easy enough. You're strong enough.
I'm gonna do that. So I'll jimmy one of the doors open. And we'll just try to get him to go in there. She can just say that she made camp or you made shelter there, and that's where you've been hanging out.
Okay, this is a complicated worded problem or power, but I'm gonna rule it. Okay, so Boo, you go. I'll do a rouse for you as you unseen passage to look like. Camilla, you're gonna go in and you're gonna focus on Indigo, focus on your presence and your obvious gate and how you're going to appear to Indigo specifically, and latching on to some of these strong negative feelings and manifest them to alter your appearance as well. Which will be a rouse for you. Where are the rest of you hanging out?
I'll just be inside.
The van?
No,
The warehouse.
Because if the plan is to lure him into the warehouse, then
Okay, so you're all going to be hiding in the warehouse then.
Yeah, I will go.
Camilla, are you going to be outside the warehouse or are you all inside?
I'd be inside. I don't know.
So you're going to be like out like bait, or you could be in with everyone else, to where when he sees you, he's going to see everyone, or?
I don't want to do that. I want to kind of like, because I'm of two minds of this. I want to kind of like, if they're going to be in, I'd be out,
okay,
like in the shadow with Sir Michael. And then like, if he walks in, I would like to come in behind and close the door.
Yeah, especially if it doesn't work. I don't want him to walk in and immediately be able to leave.
So Boo will be inside but invisible. Camilla will be inside as Mina, and Freddy's just going to be hanging out nearby. Camilla?
Yeah, is there somewhere like I could be in like the shadow
or something?
like, if there's like old pallets or something in the warehouse I could
Yeah, so you wouldn't be hidden inside then?
yeah, just hide behind.
Okay. Okay. So everyone, Freddy, give me a wit stealth.
Cool.
Then Dario, if you just want to be in shadow, go ahead and do a rouse check to do that.
Of course.
And you can have your shadow encompass all of you, or you and your St. Michael.
I'm gonna spend a will.
I'm good.
Okay.
Success on the rouse. So much fun.
3 successes.
3 for a hide. Shadow covering a portion outside to where you have eyes on the place, but you're not too close. Tucked away in there is Dario and his zombie.
I'm gonna activate silence of. Is that what I have? Silence of death.
That is a rouse.
Is it? It's okay.
Oh no, it's not. That's the
I was gonna
first
say it's a
level.
level 1. It doesn't say on it.
The one where you can move around and not be seen is aroused.
Yeah. I'm just hiding, so I'll just be quiet while hiding.
Oh, you bitch.
Okay. So Dario would see it first. You would see kind of familiar. A shadow. An unnatural shadow. That sort of just creeps along the side of the warehouse. You don't actually have Oblivion's sight, do you?
Don't
I don't think so.
give a quick check.
I think your first shadow power was this one. All your other ones are
My first shadow.
Hakata stuff.
I don't see.
So you can't see inside of it, but you can see the
Okay.
shadow itself. There's a shadow moving along the warehouse.
Can I send a text?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna group text incoming.
You all get the incoming text. A moment later, you can hear a door open, but you can't see it as the shadow creeps under the door. And again, you just see blackness. Actually, I think that cuts out sound too. I don't know if you'd even be able to hear it. But those inside would see a shadow creep in as well. The only one out and in the open is Camilla. Camilla, is there something you'd like to do?
Could I have had like at least her phone cover to put over my phone?
Sure.
So even if I don't, like, Boo can keep track of her phone and like take care of that situation, but then I can just be out like on my phone.
Well, and how your power works, it's not. It would affect everything. So you would look completely like her, clothes, what you're holding, all of that.
Okay.
Because obfuscate messes with another person's perception. It's not like physically you changing.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, you're on your phone. You're looking up at the shadow, and the shadow starts to recede, and you see the large form of Panzer. Tilts his head, looks at you, and then you see a face you have not seen in a long time. Freddy, you recognize the face as well. Man who was calling himself the Reverend. Man who had killed your sire, Freddy, back when you two first started getting involved with the Church of Set. As he was one of the main proponents of splitting into the ministry, and he wanted you two involved, but we all know how that went. You have his heart hidden away because he had it removed from his body, and you found it. But he also disappeared before you were able to actually finish him off. As you see, this sort of a large man, dressed in sort of a Southern gentleman style, a gray suit, bolo tie, large frame, a large but well-groomed mustache, sort of balding a little bit on top. As just peers at you, Camilla. Well, this is a interesting predicament. You see Panzer just looking back and forth between him and you, Camilla. They confused, but just on standby.
Can I activate feral weapons on standby?
Yep. It's a rouse check, because you, from your hiding place, are you doing claws or teeth?
Teeth.
Camilla, what do you do?
Well, you're not Indigo.
Very perceptive of you, young man.
This meeting was for him, so
Well, I guess now it's us having a meeting.
and she'll just drop the appearance because obviously you can see through it.
Mm-hmm. He just tilt his head a little bit. Oh, all right. Now that makes more sense. What do y'all want with Indigo?
Just a little chat. What are you two doing here?
We heard there was someone who needed rescuing, so we came to oblige. I help people. You remember that?
Yeah, I do recall that, and I recall Panzer just being such a charming fucking gentleman. So looks like no one here needs saving.
Well, Panzer did need saving. He was a bit lost on his path, but we got him on the straight and narrow.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping I could do the same for you, but it might be a bit of a lost cause. That don't mean they're worth throwing out.
Darling, you know I'm a snake. I don't stay on the straight and narrow.
Your friends here?
They're
Freddie,
nearby.
Freddie, are you here?
Listen, sweetheart, unless you want that stake to go right through your heart, I think you should shut the fuck up and carry on with your little business far away from here before I talk to the prince.
The prince knows we operate here. But, all right. If we can't come to a gentleman's agreement, then I will take my leave. I do hope to see you around.
I'm sure we will cross paths again soon, and I look forward to it.
Good day. He begins walking towards the door. Panzer again, just looking confused, but kind of shrugs. We'll follow him unless someone wants to do something.
Oh, is Mina out there with you?
Who? Oh, yeah. No, she, I mean, I'm assuming you know where Mina is. And if Mina's found her way into the church one way or another, that's fine with me.
What's her name? Sorry, I forgot her name.
Lena.
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 I'm terrible with names, and then if they rhyme, I'm done. Okay, Lena is what I mean.
No. She's tending to the temple. I plan on introducing myself soon.
I'm excited to see how that goes. That should be a meeting of wills.
It always is. All right. I really do gotta get going. Y'all take care now. And you let them go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Boo. This was a very strange conversation for you to watch. From your vantage point, you saw Camilla, you saw Panzer, and you saw the shadow go away. And then you saw Camilla and Lena have this really tense conversation that wasn't really tracking. But they both seemed to kind of know something going on. And then Camilla said, "Is Lena with you?" Which didn't make sense. And then Lena left with Panzer. And that's where we'll call this episode. Coming at you. Didn't think this is where you would go, so this is interesting. I'm excited for this. We got a murder mystery on our hands and all sorts of other mysteries on our hands now, too. So, see what happened. Find out what that exchange was about. Watch everyone's prologues because things are going to be coming up. And let's go around. This was good. This is exciting. We're getting to this whole thing's been meaty. It's just going to stay meaty. Who's playing Dario?
Hey, everybody, I'm Joe, better known as DJ Torador or Noblefangor on Twitter. I'm the ST from Montgomery by Night over in River Region Studios. Give us a follow. We just finished our season finale. So, yeah, hit us up on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Pornhub. Just kidding. Find that Pearl and Dario sex tape on there if you want to. But, yeah, I'm enjoying this. So, stick around.
Who is playing Boo?
I'm Boo. Nosferatu on all social media. You can find me anywhere. When I'm not playing this game, I'm doing some type of internet something out in the web. There's a high possibility at Carolina Fear Fest at the end of May. But I'm having such a great time. Thanks for including me.
Absolutely. We love having you, both of you. We also love having Freddie.
Hi, I'm Ms. Petty Dreadful. You can catch me on TableGoth. You can follow me at Ms. Petty Dreadful on Instagram and Twitter. And I was just on a panel for Arcana on Lisa Penrose's YouTube channel. You can see the video posted of me talking about hags. It's really fun.
And Camilla.
I'm Mandy Morose, and you can find me on all the social medias as well as over on TableGoth. Bully and I do lots of fun little tutorials. They're my favorite thing to do. But yeah, that's me.
I am Bully. I run things here at TableGoth. Go to our YouTube to see our stuff, or see this if you're not watching it live. See it on Thursdays on Onyx Path channel, Twitch channel. You can also catch me as a player over at Table of Horrors on Wednesdays. Watch me play Zamichi in a Victorian London setting. Then Tuesdays, watch me play a Banu Hakim cowboy over on the Overlords channel. I hate that name. But yeah, catch us everywhere. But mostly catch this. This is the most important thing. We're going to keep on going. Really excited to see where this ends up. That's it for this episode. Bye.